When you go to a stadium to watch your favourite team, it's about family, community, and the connection we share. This is what Stadium Real Estate is about too. Hi, I'm Rachel Laurie, and we believe every client deserves a front row seat on their real estate journey. At Stadium Real Estate, our people are the main event, and we're 100% committed to helping you get a winning result. Family, community, connection. That's Stadium Real Estate. So get in touch with us today, stadiumrealestate.com.
Yes, welcome to another edition of The Straight Bat, brought to you by Platin Print Group and the Arkabar, talking Adelaide turf cricket. Shane, how are you going this evening?
Not too bad, Raj. Good to be here again.
Yes, a bit of a wet weekend, wasn't it? So we haven't got a lot of cricket to talk about.
Yeah,
but
just this Saturday was a bit wet, anxious, but here we are.
But luckily we've got a couple of special guests to have a chat to us over the phone. We're joined by Para Hills Club President Tyson Rowling and long-time Para Hills player Curtis Wordsworth, the remaining Wordsworth at the club, which we'll talk about a little bit later, no doubt. But how you going, boys?
Yeah, going well, thanks, Jen.
Excellent.
Yeah, very well, thanks.
Good to have you on, and we might start with you, Tyson. Big news in the off season. You've hung up the whites and stepped full into the role of club president. Some people might ask, what are you thinking? But what was the main reason for retiring, I guess?
Well, retirement didn't last too long. I've played the odd splash game this season already, but no, probably the time of my life where I've just prioritised family. I've got number 2 due in January, so it was going to be an interrupted season. So, just taking probably the next 3 to 5 years with a bit of family, and then my coaching journey will probably begin in the Cricket Blast program, and hopefully come back and do my best Greg Quinn impersonation and play a bit of LO cricket a bit later on.
Didn't think you're currently on 98 games, so you didn't think to just go around for a couple more to get you to 100 A-grade games?
It wasn't until I think I retired that I realised I played 98 games. I think Kimbo, who kind of manages our history, let me know that I was on 98 games. But I've never really been one for individual accolades, so I didn't really keep track of that. All I know is I was a few wickets away from, I think, being in the top 5 A-grade wicket takers at the club. I think Josh Hallian still picked me at the post.
Yeah, right.
Okay, but you have racked up more than 200 A-grade wickets, I believe, which is a great record to have. Is there one game or one season that really stands out for you individually?
I think the season I won the A1 Atka Bowling Trophy probably is the big standout. It was a year of I think every batsman just seemed to find the outside edge that year. I think the one game in particular was against Goodwood. I think we rolled them for about 25, which is unheard of these days. But it was just one of those days where they just nicked everything, and it took 8 for 5. It was quite bizarre, to be honest. But it was an enjoyable day, that one.
Bit like Tom Cousins at the moment at Flinders Park. Every time he bowls the ball, they're edging it, and he's taking wickets for fun.
Yeah, exactly.
The other one as well, as a long-time tail-ender myself, that elusive 100. I can see my play cricket at the moment saying that you're currently sitting on 96 as your top score. You having to think of going down to the LO6s for a bit of a bat and a bowl, see if you can chase that 100, or has Robbo knocked that one on the head, given that he's winning the association batting and bowling at the moment?
I think Robbo cemented that number 3 position now, so he's looking pretty good. He's strutting around the place at the moment. It was actually funny that 96 that I did here. I was actually batting with Curtis at the time. I think we put on close to 200, I reckon, for the 9th wicket.
Yeah, right.
I didn't realise I was even remotely close to being in the 90s, just went for one too many and got skittled and walked off the ground, and everyone said you were 4 runs away, and I was pretty chuffed making 96. That was my highest score, but then after about half an hour, I sat back in reflection going, I just threw one away. It's definitely on my bucket list to try and get that elusive 100 before I move on.
So, nice. Is it?
We'll see how that pans out.
Have you been close before? You haven't been in the 90s before?
That was the first time in the 90s.
Right.
And I've had a few 80s, but that's about it.
Yeah, nice.
Oh, fingers crossed you get there one day. Over to you, Curtis. You kicked off your career at Northern Districts as a bit of a budding leg spinner. What was it like, I guess, coming through there, junior setup, and in particular getting a bit of coaching from the great Terry Jenner. That must have been an experience.
Yeah, it was. Look, I guess I was identified as a young prospect coming up through the ranks.
Yep.
So I guess there was a bit of a pathway for me there. A little bit different to myself these days, but I was lucky enough to win a scholarship back in the day, and I got the chance to work one-on-one with Terry for a couple of weeks. He taught me everything, I guess, from with the ball in your hand to the ball with that not in your hand, so more technique and where you should be delivering the ball and things like that. And I can't fault the junior setup. Like, I think back in the day when I was at Northern Districts, they were one of the big powerhouses. They had the likes of Cosgrove, Mark Higgs, Harris, DeVal, Manu, and Leeming wasn't playing for Australia, all come down into the A grade at one point. So it shuffled literally a whole team from A's down to the B's, etc. It was quite good learning off some of those guys as well that you got to bowl to in the nets quite regularly.
Nice. You managed to work your way up to B grade at Districts there. How many years of senior cricket did you play out there?
From memory, it was a little while ago now. I think I finished in roughly 2005. I played maybe 3 or 4 handful seasons of senior cricket out there. Once you move up from 16s, you obviously move into the senior ranks. And that was before I gave it away for a while. I gave it away for quite a few seasons. Towards late 2005, I was actually I guess it comes into your career. You got to toss up between 2 different things.
Yep.
And I was a soccer referee at the time, and I still am today. But I was on the A-League panel for a while, so I had to toss up between playing cricket or being on the A-League, and I gave it up for a while. And because obviously the A-League season runs through summer,
So just expanding on the what you're talking about there with your refereeing, Curtis, is it how far did you go with it, and is it something that you're still striving to take a little bit further?
I made it all the way through to being an assistant referee on the A-League panel for 4 or 5 years, which was quite heavy. Like, there was 4 times a week training, and then you had your games depending on when Adelaide were playing home. And I've sort of taken a back seat now. I just do the local NPL stuff now. I don't have time there's a lot of time and effort to go into that sort of stuff. So now with a young family and thing, and obviously the body's getting a little bit older, I sort of just go there, do my thing, and then come home and have a couple of drinks.
Nice. Even with that local NPL stuff, you'd get a lot of feedback from the fans there, wouldn't you? They were quite passionate.
Yeah. I always get told if I'm doing anything wrong or right every now and then. But I've been around the league for a long time, so I guess I'm well respected in that regard, and I'm happy to have a chat back and tell them how I see it. So it's quite good.
Yeah, good.
Is a refereeing, just one more on the refereeing, is that, if you're at an A-League level, is that something you could do full time, or is it not at that level, it's still a part-time gig?
It just came in when I was actually doing it, that they started with, I think, 2 professional or full-time referees, and now it's coming more and more. I think they've just recently added another 6 to 7 full-time spots.
Right. Yeah, okay. Excellent.
So then after a couple of years off, obviously Travis made his way to Parra Hills and roped in for a couple of T20 games, and 18 years later, you're still there. What made you stick around?
I always enjoyed the game. It was just obviously some things take priority at the time, and I always enjoyed the game. So I was always going to come back at some point. Back then, I used to get my roster a month in advance, so I could plan when I was obviously back home or not doing anything for 2 weeks at a time, and I could slot myself into a game now and then. I guess playing my first game for Parra was the Trinity T20 game back in 2008. I got to meet all the blokes, and I've just haven't moved on since.
Nice.
Yeah. And Tyson, you never had shortage of jobs when you're club president. I guess you've just signed on for another 2 years. What's made you put your hand up again, and what's I guess at the top of the to-do list for the next term? New facilities is a big one, I think. You're in the process there.
Yeah, so probably got a newfound passion for sort of administration and sports, what I do for my day job. So I live and breathe it. I thought I could utilise my skills to the benefit of the club, and it's been quite a rewarding experience, to be honest. But the next 2 years is pretty exciting. We're currently in the design phase for a new club room, which is great. We've obviously sent a couple of other clubs around ACT to get new facilities recently, so it seems to be our turn now. So, lots of stakeholder relationships and management over the next 2 years to try and get this to fruition and give the members what they deserve. We've strived for excellence for quite a while. We've got really good numbers and really great people, so it's well deserved for us to sort of be on the top of the list for the Salisbury Council for a new facility. We share with Para Hills East Soccer Club, who are also a Div 1 club as well. So we've got two large clubs sharing a pretty small building. It's going to be an exciting journey for us.
Excellent, great stuff. Also, your cricket program, you venture out to a lot of different areas. Obviously, your junior program, the women's and inclusive. Just fill us in a little bit on those there for us, Tyson.
Yeah, so it's a bit cliche, but we genuinely provide an opportunity for everyone to play cricket at Para Hills. I think it's being part of the inaugural Inclusive League competition about 4 years ago really opened our eyes to a new group of people who are so passionate about playing cricket. And that's been a really great program for us. Obviously, our women's program's been quite strong for quite a while. And our junior program's always at capacity. So we're doing all the right things. I think the only gap we've got now is junior girls, which we're finding quite challenging to attract and retain. That's, I guess, the next focus for us. And then we've got all the pathways sorted at the club, which is really exciting for us.
Yeah, it's not a big pool of players, the girls, unfortunately, when they start playing early and then they venture off to district cricket. So it's a challenge, but I'm sure you guys will get there. And are we penning the women in for the flag already, or we're just going to wait and see what happens?
I'd like to hope so, but obviously there's a couple of strong teams around. I mean, Ranella have been around the mark for quite a while, so they're probably itching for that premiership that they've been striving for. But Tamara Clapton's been great to have back. She's, from a coaching perspective in particular, she's great with the other ladies and building up their confidence and skills. So we're excited to have her back and delivering on our women's program, and I think she'll be around for quite a while, which is exciting.
Nice.
Excellent. And Curtis, you've been unleashed as a leg again this season. T Wordsworth, bold C Wordsworth, is that on the bucket list for the weekend?
Well, I hope so. Well, I hope it goes well. Obviously, first time we've actually played against each other from young age, probably out the front of mum and dad's house, sort of front yard cricket days, where I had him covered most days after that. But obviously, being his manager, I went and take a few wickets and a few runs to get some commission out of him.
Fair call.
And if he lasts to the middle order, I might put my hand up to have a bit of a bowl at him.
Yeah, nice. How do you think, honestly, how do you think you'll go? And Tyson as well, the rest of the boys, obviously, Travis has been a massive part of Para Hills for a long time. It's going to be a bit different coming up and playing against him as a club as well, not just playing against your brother, but playing against a teammate.
Yeah, I think obviously be very different for a lot of us boys who have played with him for the great part of, I know the core of our A-grade squad were there for a good part of, 5 to 10 years playing week in, week out. I'm sure this week there's a few group texts flying around, so whoever comes out on top, I'm sure we'll be hearing all about it.
And Tyson,
it's going to be strange all around, to be honest. I think it's going to be weird for Trav walking into the away change room. I mean, obviously there's Dylan as well to throw into the mix. He's been around the club for quite a while, so I'm sure it'll be enemies on the field during game time, but there'll be a fair few beers after the game, I would have thought. Trav is a life member of the club, and we love having him around. So I'm sure it'll be a big challenge on the field. But yeah, as I said, off the ground, I'm sure he'll consume a few super dries at the bar afterwards.
We've got to do a bigger digging, Tyson, for our listeners. So was it an amicable parting? Because obviously he lost the captaincy the year before. Did he leave on good terms, or how was it left with the club, I guess?
Well, he did sign during the off season, but then he got I think a pretty good offer, which you can't blame someone for taking an offer that that's like that, especially later in his career. And obviously, I think he's still got a passion for, leading a club and captaining. So he obviously took that opportunity, which is good for him. I mean, there has been some challenges with the decision. Not gonna shy away from that. Obviously, being a captain for 14 years is a long time, and I guess it becomes somewhat a routine for an individual. We thought as a club it was time to sort of refresh the playing group. We've been close for quite a while, and I think we're starting to get a little bit predictable. Mitch being quite new into his coaching journey, had some thoughts of his own, which we quite liked as well. Mitch is a meticulous planner as well, so we thought it was the right time to go with a different approach. Obviously, there's some hindsight that comes into play where, if we were to do it differently, we probably would have delivered it differently. But I'd like to think it's amicable. I've got a lot of respect for Trav. Obviously, he's a life member, and I love having life members around the club. They're really important from a club perspective and having that history and people around. So I see it hopefully as a short-term journey away from the club, and hopefully we can welcome him back with open arms when he's ready to come back.
Nice. And Curtis, on the season so far, I guess it was a little bit of a slower start, but you're on the board with a win now. What do you think? Where do you reckon you can end up?
Yeah, look, it's been a very slow season, or start to the season, like I'm used to, I guess. It hasn't helped that we haven't had a full, team in. I think last game was our first time we've actually had a full team in, which is against Grange, and we've managed to scrape over the line. So hopefully, moving forward, we can bring a few games together and hopefully push from the middle pack somewhere.
And we've got a fairly decent sample size of the season so far. We're into round 4. Who would you say is the teams to beat up there in A1 this year?
Yeah, look, I think you can't look past Goodwood. They're probably still not at full strength yet, and they're going to finish at the top somewhere. We've probably lost to maybe some of the teams who might finish towards the bottom, which doesn't help our journey because we're going to have to play some of those top sides. But I don't think you can look past Goodwood, to be honest, with the squad they have and the people that they're still yet to come in.
Fair, cool. All right, boys, we might rip through the mad minute, so we've got a few quick fires for you, and we'll see what you've got for us. Tyson, we'll start with you. Toughest thing about being president?
You can't please everyone. You do hear. I mean, people are happy with 95% of the decisions you make during a year, but as soon as you make 5% that some people don't agree with, you do hear about it, and that's probably the most challenging thing is sort of managing that.
Agree. Your greatest cricketing achievement?
The A1 Premiership, the one that we've been striving for a long time. That was definitely my favourite.
Excellent.
Favourite cricketer?
Well, back when I was a leggy as a junior, Shane Warne was my favourite cricketer. But now it's Trav Head. I played a bit of cricket with Trav at Teacher Gully and always like seeing him do well. So, and he obviously had a cracking game on Saturday.
He's everyone's favourite cricketer at the moment.
Yeah.
And one test in, what do you think the result will be for the Ashes from here on in?
Well, this is shaping up to be an important test match, I think. Obviously, pink ball test. They couldn't play Mitchell Stark in a typical red ball, and I think they're going to make it a bit of a challenge with a pink ball. So hopefully we're 2-0 up, and that sets ourselves up for a whitewash, hopefully.
Sounds good. Favourite Cooper's product?
It's the mid at the moment, the mild ale, but the Cooper's draft is very much creeping up to the top.
All right.
Excellent.
Funniest person at Para Hills?
Oh, there's a few. I do like Lairdy's got some good banter, and you can sometimes pick on him a little bit. It's good seeing him and Braden Futrell bounce off each other as well. They're the fine masters of the A grade at the moment, so they're always good characters to have around.
And best thing about Para Hills?
Like I mentioned earlier, I think it's just a place that everyone can play cricket, regardless of your age, your gender, your ability. I think everyone's got a spot at Para Hills, and it's a great social environment too. So it's most people's home away from home. I think that's the great thing about the place.
Nice one. Okay, Curtis, over to you. Who's the best player that you've played with?
Would have to be Greg Blewett.
Okay, Travis won't be happy with that answer, but we'll go.
Was that the game? Was that the game at Parra Hills?
That's right, where Greg actually made a duck.
Yeah, I played in that game. I was captain. I was captain against you.
Oh, he got the catch that caught him out was one of the best catches I've seen.
Yeah, Timmy Day was bowling, and Ricky Smith took the catch there at mid-off, diving back. And I still say that Bobby Ball went up with Greg Blewett when he was bowling.
It's not the only time he did that.
He could not go up fast enough. As soon as Bluey hit someone on the pads, he was up.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, he had to make up for his duck.
Best player you played against?
I guess he wasn't the best at the time, but I guess where he is now, I have to put Alex Carey at Marion.
Yep.
When we played against Marion, yep.
Nice. Greatest cricketing achievement?
I guess I've made hundreds, taken fifers, taken hat-tricks, but I guess the A1 Premiership would have to be up there as number one.
Favourite cricketer?
The late Andrew Simons. Could do it all.
Yep. Your favourite Cooper's product?
The bottom of a can.
Excellent.
An empty can. But I guess the blue Pacific Pale Ale.
Yep. Best thing about Parra Hills?
It would have to be at the conclusion of each training, which we call the bowl off.
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty much the last person to hit the stumps by the third round.
Okay.
Don't mind that.
And just one last one. Have you got a sledge lined up for Saturday when Travis comes out to bat?
No, but I'll have to do some research because I've heard he's been doing lots of research and TikToks and everything. So
Okay. Oh, we might have to get the cameras out there, Shane.
Well, respectfully, because we did ask the umpires to make sure they're pulling up people that are maybe going across the line.
Right,
so all in good fun.
Yeah, that's right.
Excellent.
Oh, good stuff. Well, thanks for having a chat tonight, boys. Great to talk all things Parra Hills, and look forward to following the game on the weekend with great interest. And good luck for the rest of the season.
Thanks for having us, guys.
Cheers,
Thanks,
guys.
Jen.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, bro. See ya.
See ya. That was Tyson Rolling and Curtis Wordsworth, and certainly promises to be an interesting afternoon out there on Saturday, Shane.
Yes, might go down and have a bit of a look myself.
Okay, very good. Now we're going to have a bit of a chat about what unfolded over. I was hoping to be getting home tonight and tomorrow night and watching a bit of cricket, exciting ending, but it was 2 days of fast forward in Perth, wasn't it? How did you see it?
Yeah, look, it was Test cricket. It's changed in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
It was bad batting. It was not like it was the pitch was not doing so much, but it's almost like they would rather have a crack and swing as hard as they can, try and make fast runs and back themselves to bowl the other team out. So after day one, I think the group chats that I'm in, we're all up and about and we're getting through them, and we've bowled them, and then by the end of that night, we're all basically all out ourselves. So
when England were 1 for 70 odd, it was like, oh dear.
Yeah, here we go. Go.
But things changed pretty quickly, didn't they? So some pretty loose batting and some good bowling by Australia.
I mean, both teams bowled well. The tactics of Australia when we're bowling to 8 and 9, and you're bowling bouncers, and Mitch Stark's already got 10 wickets. Some of the best batsmen in the world pitching it up, but at the end of the day, they ended up taking like 9 for 70.
That's right.
Even though that partnership made 50, and it worked.
Yeah,
I guess they back themselves in to make whatever runs in probably the best time to be batting in that second afternoon of the day two, and
exactly. And before we roll into what unfolded after that, I've got to issue an apology on behalf of the executive officer David Hazer, who said on air last week on Coast FM that Travis Head was in poor form, spending too much time on social media promoting his gin brand. So, David, I think you got that one wrong, just quietly.
Well, I think I did actually hear on the radio today his wife talking about their gin brands and wine, and out the back of the members, I think they've got a few Travis Head themed drinks happening as well.
Might go up in Adelaide.
It may do. They may do. I know I spoke to David on the radio when I was actually at the one day game a couple of weeks ago, and was watching Trav Head bat. He looked ordinary. He looked shocking, I guess he's just got so much confidence that I don't think form's kind of irrelevant. He just swing his way out, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And the thing I love about him as well is when he makes runs, it's generally we need the runs.
Yeah, that's
you get a lot of batters that make runs when the game's over, or the people have made runs before him. But whether it's the the Test Championship or the World Cup that we won. He makes runs when they're important. So
absolutely, and he probably took 15, 20 balls to have a look, and then he just unleashed, didn't he? And it was spectacular, great to watch,
very good.
Really demoralised the English side. So it brings us to, I guess, to Brisbane and what the 11's going to look like there. Khawaja's obviously under a fitness cloud, so if he doesn't come up, or even if he does come up, would you keep Travis Head at the top of the order? I know you and David have been gunning for Usman for probably 24 months anyway, but now he looks like he could be in big trouble.
Yeah, look, I would think he should be done now, but apparently he's put his hand up to play. I think it's pretty average. I know cricketers play golf, but I guess when you're 40 and your back's done and you played golf,
3 days,
a couple of days out before the Test match, not a great look. I would probably go with it. I don't think you can go back from Head now. I think after, he's basically won us the game.
Yeah.
Interesting in the Australia A game that's going on at the moment, the selectors made Inglis open the batting.
Okay.
He was going to bat middle order, but obviously when things happened with Uzi, they said you're going up and opening, and he's made 125 not out today. So whether they're looking at him and keeping Head in the middle order, but I would probably... You could flip those two as well. You could have keep Head opening the batting and Inglis could go in that middle order if that's what they choose.
And does Bo Webster can come in from Nathan Lyon, who only bowled 2 overs, and is probably not going to get much of a bowl in Brisbane, to be honest.
Yeah, look, Webster's another one that potentially you bat him at 6, and then you Green 5 and 6. I don't know if that's the way to go. I think Webster's just very unlucky.
He is. He's done nothing wrong.
But if Cummins comes in, does Cummins just come straight in for Lyon? And, Cummins probably shores up our batting a little bit as well.
Yeah, true. Yep.
Because there was a bit of a tail. I wouldn't have wanted to need 30 runs with 3 wickets in hand
that's right,
with our batting lineup at the moment. So, it'd be interesting to see what way they go. I'd be surprised whether they've made up their minds yet either as well.
No,
I think there's a bit to play out from here.
And England, probably not a lot they can change, to be honest. They seem to be fairly stubborn in the way they play, and they believe in it 100%, so I don't see them making many changes.
No, sometimes you just got to grit it out sometimes, don't you?
Exactly,
but I guess that's the style that they're playing, and that's the instructions from the coaches and whatnot, so that's what they're going to continue to play like. But, that's... Effectively, they were 1 wicket down and 90 runs in front.
Yeah, exactly.
You shouldn't be losing that Test match from there with the way that we batted in that first Test. So, I don't think they recover from here to win the Ashes. I think it's too hard for them to win it from here. But hopefully, it's a competitive series, and hopefully, I get more than 2 days of Test cricket for our second membership.
Let's hope so. Yeah. Hopefully, they prepare a road in Adelaide, and it goes 4 to 5 days.
That's the hope.
But it's hard to see Brisbane going 5 days, isn't it, with a pink ball?
No, you wouldn't think that's getting past much of lasting longer than the last Test.
Yep. So we're both predicting probably Australia to go on and win the series from here, which would be a good result. And we'll just have a quick look at this week's game. So. Unfortunately, the weekend was obviously very badly affected by rain. So, no cricket would have got away on Saturday. Any juniors get away on Sunday or?
No, it was all called off.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. So we're going to play some one-day games this weekend. What have we got coming up?
So to kick off round 4, we've got the longest road trip in Adelaide turf. We've got Trinity taking on Ranella.
Wow, yeah, that's a massive road trip. I'm probably leaning to Ranella to take that one out. What about you?
Yep, Ranella, still one of my favourites to win the comp.
Yep.
Next up, another potential grand final match-up here. We've got Goodwood taking on Grange.
Yeah, tough one to pick, but I think Goodwood are just starting to come into some good form, getting some players back, so I'd have to go for Goodwood there.
Yep, hard to pick against them now. Another one of the early contenders here, actually 2 early contenders again, and it could be another grand final match-up here, Old Scotch versus Brighton.
Yeah, this is a huge game. That's at Old Scotch, isn't it? So yeah, I'm probably going to go for Old Scotch just because it's being played there.
Yep, nice. Yeah, I might go for Brighton in that one. I might go for Brighton. Keep on their run there.
Yeah.
And a couple of games here, very important to the makeup of the ladder for these teams. They'd want to stay in contention with the finals. You probably don't want to drop out too far here. Paraka taking on Prince Alfred.
Yeah, at Paraka, I think Paraka might get the job done there.
Yeah, I'll go for Paraka there as well. And then, yes, our game of the round.
Yep.
Again, both teams have been competitive this year, both sitting on a win, sitting in 6-7 at the moment. Para Hills versus Port Districts.
Reduced to one-day game, does that suit anyone more than the other, do you think? Or
No, well, I watched Para Hills played in the T20, and obviously they're, a great unit that they've been playing with each other for so long. I think I'll go for Para Hills at home.
I'm going with the upset and the Prince to dethrone his old club. So stay tuned for watch this space if that gets happened next week. We might have to get him in, but we'll see what happens, Shane. But it's going to be a good round of cricket on paper, isn't it? So
and we've got one to go. We've got St. Peter's probably need to bounce up to. They've found it a little bit tough coming up to A1s this year. And Woody Souths have been one of the form teams to start with.
I'd
So
have to go for Woody South there.
Yeah, I might go for Woody South there as well.
And let's have a look at A2, again, around the one-day games.
Yeah, so we'll kick it off with Adelaide Lions versus Hope Valley at Pedlar Reserve.
I'll lean to the Lions there.
Yep, Hope Valley hitting some form now, but I'll go for the Lions at home there. Marion versus Goodwood.
Marion too strong at home, I think.
Yeah, I think Marion too strong there. Then we've got Hectorville taking on Jeps Cross.
Oh, it'd be rude not to go for Jeps Cross, wouldn't it, I think? At the moment, they're playing some pretty good cricket, aren't they?
Yeah, I think the Rams are up and about, so we'll go with Jeppies there.
Yeah.
Another big game here, we've got Golden Grove versus Unley.
Down at Golden Grove, I'll lean to Golden Grove at home, I think.
I might go for Unley at that one. Brahma Lodge versus Ingle Farm at Brahma Lodge Oval.
Let's go for Brahma Lodge there.
Yeah, I might go for... No, I'll go for another away team there. Okay. I'll go for Ingle Farm there.
Yep.
This is probably game of the round in the A2s. We've got Walkerville taking on Flinders Park at Walkerville Oval. Yeah,
that'll be an excellent game. I like the way Walkerville are playing at the moment. Good all-round team, so I'll lean to Walkerville.
Yeah, I think Walkerville's the team to beat in the A2s at the moment, and Tom Cousins can only bowl his quota of overs.
That's it.
He might not be able to get his 5 or 6 this week, so...
That's it. So, it's going to be a very good round of cricket across A1 and A2, and we'll be back next week to wrap it all up and hopefully have another couple of special guests in, Shane. You got a few things up your sleeve?
A few things in the pipeline.
Excellent. All right, that's it for Straight Back this week. Thanks for listening. Thanks to all our sponsors, and we'll be back with another edition very soon.
Thanks, Raj.
Cheers.